Good morning, everybody. This is BDF44 coming at you with another video. So I want you guys to venture into your imagination because we are going into an imaginary world right now. And the reason why I'm saying we're going into an imaginary world is because I'm here to talk about a video game. I'm here to talk about a video game that I've been playing for over 10 years. A series of games called NBA2k. I think obviously it's something that everybody's aware of right now. In fact, if you go on Twitter in real time, you'll probably see Fix 2K20 as one of the top trending topics of the day. So a lot of people are going crazy over the fact that the game has been released and it's broken. People aren't able to improve their creative players. People aren't able to play some of the side series, some of the side games that they have because they're so bugged out. They are so incredibly unfinished. And, certain things will take place. I'm not going to get into the details of it, but certain things will happen. You'll try to log onto the game in certain ways, try to do certain things, and it just will give you a blue screen. It'll log you out. It'll kick you out of your situation. It won't allow you to get better, all that stuff. And if you follow the 2K community in any way, you know how serious time is in terms of people trying to create their my players, the players that they have created in that system of gameplay, and then from there getting the player to the highest level of ranking so they can compete with other players in the ecosystem. So it's very important that when people buy the games, they get a chance to level up because they give you a lot of perks for being the best. They give you perks for being elite and all that good stuff. And people actually make a living off of this, obviously. If you're alive today, you know that. But right now, the game has just been released about 3 days ago, and as I said, it's a lot that needs to be fixed, a lot of patches. The game is just flat out incomplete. They released a product that isn't complete. On top of that, they have been promoting certain aspects of the game that just flat out aren't in the game. They've been lying to us. So, why is this important? It's not. This is a video game. But I want you guys to venture into the unknown with me. I'm going into a space in regards to this game that probably isn't real. I've had experiences playing this game, dealing with servers and stuff like that, and I've told other people about my experiences playing this game, and they tell me I'm crazy. So I'm assuming you're going to say I'm crazy, so I'm just going to say this is just my imagination running away with me, but I'm going to share my experience. So, say about 10 years ago, obviously got the game, started playing it, didn't see any issues, played all the time. My main thing was not to go into the subdivisions of the basketball game or none of that. I didn't care about playing any of their little gimmicky stuff, buying virtual currency, VC, as they like to put it. It's a microtransaction system where you get to pay into the game as you go along throughout the year. I never bought into any of that crap when it first came along. I thought it was garbage. I would never do that, right? So because I never involved myself in all of that, my thing was to just get online and play against other people on 5-on-5 NBA games, online games. That was it. I would play throughout a year probably over 3,000 online games. I had no life. That's all I really wanted to do with my free time. It's just how I rolled. That was it. So around a couple months into having the first 2K game that I bought, I started realizing that the screen would shake in certain instances. Like it would be delays in the controls as I would press certain controls. Everything's about timing when you're playing basketball, so your passes have to be timed right, your shooting has to be executed just right, and all of that good stuff. And I started realizing it would lag a great deal, and then I started realizing, wait a minute, this is deliberate. Like someone's on the other end of this watching us play and affecting gameplay. And I used to tell people like, yo, there's a ghost in the machine. I would tell my friends and they'd laugh at me like, nah, you're tripping, bro. You're crazy. That's not real. Like I had my friends laugh me out the room. And I used to tell them, dude, they are paying attention to us. Like this was 10 years ago. Like they want us to know. I don't know if everybody's on that wave where you can sense when something's being messed with. when you can just sense when something's off, since you're being watched, so to speak. Yeah, that's the feeling I got when I was playing 2K early on, like 10 years ago when the Michael Jordan game came out. When the first game came out and I really started getting into it and everything was really all about online play, that's when I realized that, yo, somebody is taunting me through the game. As I make mistakes, I'm getting the screen is shaking. Certain things will happen. You miss 3 or 4 shots in a row, all of a sudden they kick you offline. You know, you getting ready to make a great play, all of a sudden the screen freezes. I'm like, wait a minute. And I started putting two and two together, and every year I would buy the game having these same issues, and they would get worse and worse. Sometimes the ways the game would act up would be very, very unique. Sometimes you would have situations where the sound would go out. Okay? Where you're looking at a game, you're playing, you're doing well, all of a sudden you hear nothing. Other situations would be like you'd be, you know, playing in a rec center, which is an area where everybody comes together and plays with their creative players. You go in the rec center, all of a sudden the delay is exaggerated in terms of the button presses. You press it and then it reacts about 2 seconds later. That kind of stuff would happen. But only when you're getting ready to make a good play, only when your team's getting ready to go on a run. Or you'll go off for a certain level of assist, and right before you get your 10th assist, they kick you offline or something like that. A lot of taunting going on from my perspective. Nobody believed me. Everybody thought I was crazy, but I put a lot of man hours into those games playing that one specific type of online play, and I'm telling you, it was taunting going on. People were more or less watching the games and affecting the gameplay from some location. I didn't understand what servers were. I didn't know nothing about nothing. All I knew was somebody was watching, somebody was affecting the game, somebody was taunting me in the process of watching me lose games that they were fixing. So that's when I realized that something fishy was going on with 2K. That's when I realized, from my own, point of view, that there was some stuff going on that was beyond just the NBA moniker. It wasn't just about the NBA and them giving you a game. It was about something else. There was other stuff going on. And basically the conclusion that I came to after several years of playing the online mode was that, and this is just my perspective, they were punishing individuals who didn't buy virtual currency. That was my conclusion. After going through this process every year, not buying any VC ever, not venturing into other avenues of the game to let them suck me into the virtual currency purchasing behavior. They give you this bells and whistles over here, so they want you to go over there, so you spend money on VC. You got to go to the PAX area, which is a part of the game where you unlock different players via trading cards, so to speak. And they have these little trading cards you open up and you buy different packs. You get souped up players and you spend virtual currency on that in order to get better. And then you take your team against other people's teams and you see who's the best, and they have all types of tournaments. I felt like I was being punished for not only not buying virtual currency, but not venturing into other areas of the game. It was just as if, because I was one-track minded, that was something that they were against. Okay? Follow me here. This is my experience with the game, within the game. I've had situations, I'll never forget it. I think it was the year 2015 where I was playing the game and it froze. My system froze. And then when I turned my system back on, it had shorted out. There was nothing left on the game. Nothing left on the system at all. I had to return my entire PlayStation after playing a game, the NBA2k, where the game had kicked me offline. And my PlayStation was destroyed after that. I luckily enough, it hadn't been that long since I had purchased that particular PlayStation. So when I took it back, my warranty was still good and all that good crap. But the point was, something went on in that game that wiped out my entire system. God's honest truth. I don't know if I was sent a virus or if it was a coincidence. I don't know. But my heart of hearts tells me something went down for one of their servers, and they sent me some bullshit and destroyed my system because they were angry at me for quitting games. And that's another thing. They do not like when you quit games. They create a game where they will allow you to be messed with in terms of the delayed buttons and all this other stuff that goes on that I've described to you. But if you quit a game when you're in a rec center, they will kick you out for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or however long it is. They will punish you for not sitting there and taking punishment. That's something that made me realize what type of jerks are up there running this stuff. Because it's not just about sportsmanship. Obviously, everyone wants to play a game and wants to see a game finish, whether you're up by 20 or down by 20. Good sportsmanship is to stay and play. The problem is, everything that I just described to you is going on, affecting the game in such a way to where it's not playable. It's rhythmic, and yet the buttons are delayed. They're taunting you. They're shaking the screens. They're doing all different types of things to not only keep you from succeeding, but also to discourage you and ultimately rage you out. Now this, years later, after years and years of me dealing with that on my own, now I'm starting to see all the stuff that's transpiring. And I'm telling everyone, 2K, in my imagination, in my little warped mind, their entire purpose is using the NBA moniker, the NBA logo, the NBA draw, to study us. They want to see how far you're going to go before you rage out. They want to know exactly how much you'll put up with in terms of buying microtransactions. They are picking a different aspect of the game to focus on, and they try to divert your attention from other aspects of the game so you'll focus on the one that they're focused on the most. They do it every year. They went from the online focus, they switched it to my career. They wanted their entire fan base to focus on my career. Now that they're done with my career, they're botching my career in such a way and trying to make us turn our focus to something called my team and my player, which is something they've poured all of their attention into this year, and have pulled away their attention from my career mode, which they've pulled everybody into. This is basically a herding situation. They're herding you from one side to the next side, to the next side, to the next side. So you see every facet of every part of the game that they want you to face. If you don't do that, if you don't play along with what it is that they want you to play along with, you're going to reap the issues that I've discussed in this video. If you don't buy any VC, if you don't venture into any other aspects of the game, you only practice one aspect of the game, you are going to be targeted. In my imagination. I'm not saying this is what's actually happening because nobody believes me when I say it, but this is what's going on. What else do I believe? I believe that they are studying our data. I believe that the reason why they hate us quitting out of those games is because for whatever reason, they don't keep all of the data that they've used throughout the process of the game unless it's complete. I believe they want to know exactly how much you will go through. They use pimp tactics. I think a lot of people who have are in love with this game but are angry at some of the things that have happened over the years have a form of Stockholm syndrome, and I think they have psychologically used different aspects and different psychological tactics to try to reel people in unorthodox ways. In other words, you hate us so much you keep coming back. We treat you so poorly like a pimp treats his hoe. You're going to keep coming back and bringing us our money, though. That's the way Take-Two Interactive treats its fan base. That's how they treat their community. And now this. Everybody's upset. Ronnie 2K, the face of the community, is being trending as fire. You know, people are saying fire him. Why? Because he got on social media and basically told everybody that there were things in the game that was not there. The game was released incomplete. I think that was purposeful. I think this is a part of the entire package that I've been talking about for 12, 14 minutes. They deliberately released this game broken for the same reasons that they did all the other stuff that I've been talking about. We are dealing with something deeper than just a basketball game being released. This is a company studying the minds of young people, studying the tendencies of young people. And if you want to do a case study about how corporations are stealing your data, corporations are taking your information and using it, taking whatever your algorithm is, whatever your spiritual rhythm is, and using it for whatever it is that they want to use it for, Take-Two Interactive is the perfect case study for that. Because they've been working these tactics for years. And it's not like they don't want people like myself to know it. They've been taunting us openly. in ways that we can pick up on. And we continue to buy our money, give them our money. It's like Stockholm Syndrome. That's how I relate it to. I complain every year about this game, yet and still I'm playing it all the time. I'm buying it all the time. It has to be some type of psychological hold they have on myself and others, because we're all fed up and we all keep buying. At this point in time, I realize I'm caught up in this trap. The way my brain is set up, I'm definitely a part of the 2K community. I love basketball that much. Obviously, all the hours I've told you I've put into it, I'm obsessed to a crazy degree. I'll be the first to tell you. I've been playing video games all my life. Basketball is the choice, the gaming choice that I use. And that's why I play it so much. Not because I'm in love with 2K, not because I love their system, but because they monopolize the entire business. They're the only NBA basketball game. And that's why they're allowed to do all of this. That's why people put up with this crap, because they know we have a basketball Jones. But they know we love video games, so they know we're going to continue to do this. I'm willing to bet, and I'm not a big gamer, that everything I just said are tactics that have been used for years in different games. I'm willing to bet that there are other companies that are probably even worse. But the problem that I have is the fact that it's attached to something that I'm in love with, which is the NBA. That's why I resent it so much, because I can't get my basketball fix, do what it is that I do, without having to deal with them. So that's why this video has been important to me. That's why I wanted y'all to venture into my imagination and listen to my experiences in regards to this game, because I do think that there is a lot going on in regards to Take-Two Interactive and the way that 2K is set up. I think that what it really comes down to is they are trolling their own community and manipulating their own community using really, really strange psychological tactics to keep people coming back, but also keep them unhappy. And I think it's a sick, devious source of individuals that are up there running this thing. And I think that all of the stuff that they've been doing has been deliberate. So if you're tired of what's going on with 2K and you're smarter than me, I encourage you to dig deep into what the heck is going on, because it's a lot. And I'm willing to bet if you dig deep enough, you'll find something that you will not like. And I'm not talking about just video games and basketball and microtransactions. It's a lot. I'm telling you from a spiritual standpoint, somebody who spent a lot of times with this shit. They wanted me to know they were taunting me. Or I'm crazy. Either way, I hope you're entertained, and I hope you paid attention. My name is BDF44, and I'm out.